Hey everybody, it's Greg from Park Journey here. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a while since we've done one of these videos, just kind of me rambling about a particular subject. I have fun doing them, but I don't, I only do them when there's something that's kind of really weighing on my mind. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the new security policy at Knott's Berry Farm, why they're doing it, and kind of what they need to do in addition to this, or maybe at some point instead of this. So I'm going to kind of give my thoughts on this, and then we'll talk about what I think that they should do moving forward. So before I get into it, I'm not going to spend too much time rambling here at the front. Before I get into it, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. As always, it is greatly appreciated. So if you don't know, Knott's Berry Farm just recently implemented a chaperone policy for the parks. Because of some incidents at the parks. There was a huge fight a couple of weeks ago. There was it counts, there were like 75 people involved, in different various fights throughout the park. It wasn't just one, there was multiple things going on all around. So that's kind of why they implemented this very quickly. But the warning signs were already kind of there. I'll be honest, we've only been to Knott's like 3 times this entire year. Once in January, once in I think February for the last weekend of Montezuma's Revenge, and then I stopped by a couple weeks ago. And that's it. And one of the big reasons why we haven't been is just because of the groups of kids just causing trouble in the parks, to be honest with you. It just hasn't been a good vibe, to be honest with you. And from what we've heard from people that have visited the park a lot, they it kind of feels the same way. And even when I was there, I was texting with Jim and Albert from West Coaster and Gabe from Theme Park Duo, and I even said in our chat that this is not a crowd that I'm comfortable being around. And this was basically a week and a day before this big incident. And even in our video update, that I actually saw kids running through Cordy's from security because they were causing trouble. A group of kids outside the new bathroom right there too, when I was in that area, just causing trouble. And it was just kind of all around the park, and it was just a very weird vibe, to be honest with you, as far as, Knott's was concerned. So again, I think this policy kind of goes beyond just that one incident. I think it's been something that has needed to happen for a while. So basically the policy is anybody under 21 has to have a chaperone, for us, somebody over 21. You can only have up to, I think, what was 3, but now it's 4 people under 21. And apparently there's a process. You have to check in, you have to give a cell phone number. There's all this stuff that you have to do in order to, get your kids in with you to the park. Is it a perfect policy? No, absolutely not. There are definitely issues with it, more than one issue with it. For example, I was 20 when my first child was born. So for the first month and a half of their life, I would not have been able to take them to Knott's Berry Farm. So yeah, I understand, I see that part of it. And then there's, other issues of, people, letting their kids go and, ride, let's say like the parent is, doesn't want to go ride, Accelerator. Oh, obviously not Accelerator, it's not open, Silver Bullet. Are they allowed to let their kid go ride it by themselves, while they wait for them, or allow them to go and, get a little bit of freedom, an hour or so, go into ride some stuff. Those are the people that, are, being negatively impacted by this for no reason. And I get that. But on the flip side, the park had to do something, because this has, again, been an ongoing issue. It expands beyond this one incident. There was, TikTok challenges and stuff going on about, another incident, round 2 coming up in like August 5th, I think it was. So obviously the park had to do something prior to that, in order to, get this under control. Now, again, I don't think this is the policy that should stay forever. I think that they need to make some other changes. I do think, though, for this season of Not Scary Farm, they need to implement this policy during Scary Farm, at least on Friday and Saturday nights. You talk to any scare actor, any monster at Scary Farm, they've all been abused in one way or another. And it's gotten worse in the last few years, to be honest with you. So I'm hoping that they implement this policy from time for Scary Farm while they are working on other long-term solutions to this problem. And so, what do I think that should be the long-term solutions? And I've said it before on other videos. Security is, I'll be blunt. Security at Knott's is not consistent at all. Even when I went in there last Friday, that Friday, I basically walked right through the metal detectors. I took, out of habit, I took everything out of my pockets, but they didn't check anything else. I didn't see them sending people with bags for secondary checks. I just walked right in the park. Flip that to Magic Mountain. They have these scanners that are state of the art. They're completely touchless. I've even said that Disney should get these same scanners. And basically the technology tells them if somebody needs a secondary check, if they have a bag or something. It's completely, it's up to the technology to determine if somebody needs a secondary check. Some people with bags don't need a secondary check, and some people with bags do. So then they pull them aside and they do a secondary check on those people. And I think that is as much of a perfect system as you can get as far as theme park admission and security. It's quick, it's touchless, it's seamless, and it doesn't single people out. So I really think I would love to see Knott's and other parks invest in this same security procedure, to be honest with you. And the other thing is Knott's is the only major theme park in Southern California that does not have a police or sheriff's substation on site. Magic Mountain does, Universal does, Disney does. I don't think SeaWorld does, so that may be the other one. But I think that's something that Knott's needs. A bigger presence, not only to discourage this kind of behavior, but if there is an incident, you have not only resources that are close by, but also familiar with the park. They know where to go. They know where this is. Somebody says, "Oh, there's an incident near Johnny Rockets." They know exactly where that is. Stuff like that. So I think that's something that they also need to do. But these are things that you can't just do overnight. These take a while to implement and get off the ground. So as far as getting something quickly done, this chaperone policy was probably the best and quickest way to get some kind of results now. But I would imagine that they're probably looking at other things. I would hope so. I think that somebody mentioned that there's a director of security position that is now open, or a VP of security or something like that at Knott's, which is good. Obviously, if they didn't have that role before, it's something that they have needed. So I'm glad that they are doing that. And I understand that it impacts some people. Some people are upset because I paid for my pass and now I can't use it 3 of the 7 days of the week. Well, go hang out with your kids. Spend time with your kids. I don't. This is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you are basically just dropping your kids off at Knott's for the entire weekend or on a weekend day, why hang out with your kids? I mean, really, even if it's not at Knott's, go hang out with spend time with your kids. It's just like the same people that are upset because Deadpool's on Disney Plus. Maybe monitor what your kids are watching. Spend some time with your kids instead of just plopping them in front of the TV. So maybe this is a chance for people that use Knott's as their babysitter to readjust and spend some time with their kids. Knott's employees are not your kids' babysitters. They don't get paid enough to be your kids' babysitters. That's not what they're there for. They're there for the enjoyment of everybody, to make sure the rides are running safely, that you don't have any incidents, and by just basically having a park full of unsupervised kids, that's taking away from everything else in the park, things like that. Now, other things I think Knott's is probably going to do, I would not be shocked if I saw an increase in ticket prices. I wouldn't be surprised if the dining plan goes away. I think that Cedar Fair is now the only park chain that has an active dining plan. I think, I don't know if SeaWorld does or not, but I think that, that's probably going to go away, because that really just, if you look at the lines for food, the places that have the dining plan versus the places that don't, it's night and day. And I know a lot of people use the dining plan for, the right reasons. I have friends that visit Knott's every, couple of months. They have the dining plan and it works for them. But then you have the people that are just there every day to get food and leave their kids and get free, not free meals. I mean, obviously they did pay for it, but, I think that, there's different ways that you can abuse the system, and people obviously have. And I think that kind of is coming to a head. And it took a while for it to happen, but I think it's finally happening. I think that the park is wising up for, a few of these things. But yeah, I don't think it's a perfect policy. I think that it needs some changes, it needs some adjusting, but I think the biggest changes are going to have to be, new security procedures. And I really hope that they do that. I hope they do that before Scary Farm. And again, I really do hope that they implement this policy for Scary Farm, even if it, costs them a little bit this season. I think in the long run, it will be beneficial. I mean, there's people that I know that used to go to Scary Farm every single year, and they won't go now because of unsupervised kids in the park. And it's gotten really bad, to be honest with you. Even last year, waiting for rope drop and stuff, it's gotten really bad throughout the park. And then people harassing the talent and running through Ghost Town and pushing people out of the way. I mean, and then you even got people with like strollers and stuff in Scary Farm. That's a whole other video. But I think that that's something that they definitely need to address, before Scary Farm starts in just a little less than 2 months. So hopefully they will. Hopefully this policy will go into effect for that. And we'll see what happens. Like I said, hopefully they'll use this time to adopt some new security procedures, and I do have every faith that they will. I don't think that this is the last step as far as that's concerned. So we'll see. We're going to go to Knott's here in a couple of weeks. We got to get my son's platinum pass before our road trip at the end of August. So we will be going to the park in the next couple of weeks. It'll probably be on a Sunday. So we'll see how this chaperone policy works. Obviously we don't need a chaperone. We're both over 21, but we'll see how it affects the crowds and stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching my rant about this. Take care, and we will talk to you soon.